I'm built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked the mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Used to lose, built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win.
All right, what's going on, y'all? Happy Friday. It's Black Friday, also the day after Thanksgiving. Whoever celebrates, happy holidays to you. Hope y'all ate enough yesterday, filled your bellies up, got some workout in today. Didn't turn up too much, so you can tune into today's show. Of course, this is Dave's Doghouse, episode 44. We are on the way to 1,000 subscribers, so make sure you like, share, subscribe. I am live right now on YouTube, on my original YouTube page, the R2L YouTube page, and on Facebook. My name is Dave McFadden. That's how you can find me on Facebook. I'm excited about today's show. We just had the R2L Show at 1 o'clock. So if you did not go see the last episode, make sure you go watch that today. I will be on another episode tomorrow night, 7 p.m. on the Miami Heat Zone. Me and my guy Joe from R2L will be on the debate against two LeBron fans, Jordan versus LeBron. That's pretty much the debate. You know how that's going to go. So make sure you tune in tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when we will go live on that. What up, Teddy? What's going on, my guy? Thank you for being the first to comment. It's going to be an exciting show today. We got some people coming out of the doghouse. We got some people we got some newcomers going into the doghouse, of course. We got some honorable mentions. We have a dishonorable mention as well. And we got some dogs and we got a big dog. So definitely going to go through all of that today. So definitely glad that you all are here. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Shout out to my guy Daniel, who's always been supportive of the R2L family. Happy Friday to you too, my guy. Let's get it. So first up, man, like I said, we got some people coming out of the doghouse today. So this first segment is called Finally Out. So I'm gonna let you just take a look and see, look at everybody who's in the doghouse, and you'll see a plethora of people in there. There's some people that definitely deserve to come out, and they will be coming out today, of course. It was too many to do last time, but I'll definitely do it now. I have some other candidates that'll be here for next week's show, of course. But some of my favorite players are here. You got Kyrie Irving that's in there. You got Bam Adebayo. You got the Browns is in there. It's a lot of people is in there, But now we're going to just go ahead and start with the people that are coming out of the doghouse. And one may be shocking because, this team doesn't necessarily have a winning record, but I more so am looking at the development of his quarterback and the way his quarterback has been playing over the last few weeks. And surprisingly, he had made a decision early on in the season where he benched his quarterback after 2 games. But in all likelihood, Bryce Young is now starting to play better. So Dave Canales, you are now out of the doghouse. You're out now, Dave. Dave, you've been doing a great job by allowing him to play his game. If you look at the last game with Bryce Young playing against the Kansas City Chiefs, this is the reigning NFL Super Bowl champions. And Bryce Young had a pretty good game. He threw for 263 yards and a touchdown. He had his QBR was pretty low, it was 46.3, but they were 3 points away from tying the game and possibly beating. You know, who knows what would have happened in overtime? But they lost that game against Kansas City. Of course, it's it's Kansas City, so you don't expect them to do much. The game before they won, they beat the Giants 20-17, and that was a game that I called. I knew that they were going to win that game. And Bryce Young had, another pretty good game. He didn't throw an interception, so he's not turning the ball over. 126 yards passing, a touchdown. QBR only 58.7, but he's playing a lot better. If you look at what this team's doing, this team is actually playing better than what they have been. They've won 2 out of the last 3 games, so they're winning. The only other game that they won was that game week 3 against the Raiders is when he implemented putting Andy Dalton in ahead of him, but then the offense was just stagnant. Then something tragically happened to Andy Dalton. He got into a car accident. His family definitely hope Andy Dalton's doing fine. But now Bryce Young is boom. Bryce Young is now playing well, and he's now David Canales. I could see him being that quarterback guru that people were calling him because he helped with Baker Mayfield. And now look, Bryce Young is starting to come into his own. He's playing a lot better. And I'm going to say that Dave Canales deserves to be out of the doghouse now. So you out the doghouse now. All right, now then I have another player that I want to talk about in the NBA. The number one player on this team has been injured for a while now. I think he's out for about 4 to 6 weeks. So he may be coming back a little soon. I think within the next week or so, he'll be coming back. I'm getting some requests about Zion being in there, man. I mean, let me know. I mean, does everyone else think Zion needs to be in the doghouse? I mean, he hasn't been where he needs to be. And, the team needs him. And he's not the only star that's out, but everyone else has been out, man. I mean, Joel Embiid, does he need to be in there? I mean, y'all let me know what other people y'all think needs to be in the doghouse, man. I'm definitely open to hearing it. And I'll definitely implemented it into the next one. Oh man, fat and sloppy. I mean, he lost weight, but it seemed like he gained it back. So I don't know, man. You're making a good case. Making a good case. That's Miami Heat zone, by the way. You will see me on that. You will see me there tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. LeBron versus Jordan. Go debate. Make sure you tune in to Miami Heat Zone tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Definitely can't wait to be on there. But back to who's also coming out of the doghouse this week. Like I said, his other star player, number one player on his team. He was the rookie of the year. They were the number 3 seed in the entire NBA last year. Franz Wagner. Franz has helped the Orlando Magic get on a winning streak now, and they're with Paolo Banchero being out for a little while. And the Magic have actually gotten on a win streak, man. It's something that's pretty. I'm almost certain a lot of people didn't expect that to happen, but the Magic are winning, man. They're winning. They are 9-1 in their last 10, 9-1 in the last 10 games, and now they have a 9-0 record at home. And this is without Paolo Banchero. And who's been leading the charge? It's been Franz Wagner. He's been the guy that's been leading this team, man. In that last game, we had a sighting of KCP putting up 20 plus points in that game. We know KCP's a lockdown defender, but he also put up some points in that game, man. These guys are starting to really come into their own. Like I said, Franz Wagner has been balling. He's been helping this team definitely play a lot better without having their star player there. He's become the star player since now that Paolo Banchero's out, and right now look like the best team in Florida. And I'm a Miami Heat fan, but right now the Orlando Magic look better than the Miami Heat does. And we know who pretty much owns Florida. It's the Miami Heat, but Orlando is looking like they're trying to take over. But Miami got something to say about that. That's all I'm gonna say. Um, KCP in that game put up 24 points in that game. But Franz, man, Franz is playing good, man. Franz has been playing very, very well, so he deserves to be out of the doghouse. So that's the guy I wanted to talk about to make sure that he got out of the doghouse. Jalen Suggs also had a good game in that game. But Franz has been stepping up, man. That's the guy that he was already considered the second best player on the team, and now they're winning. So shout out to Franz Wagner, and he's now out of the doghouse. Next, I have another NBA team this time that's going to be coming out of the doghouse, and they just got put in the doghouse not too long ago. But now they're coming out. They're on a 6 or 7 game win streak now. It's the Milwaukee Bucks. Who knew? This team actually did not look well, and they are now on a 6 or 7 game win streak. They looked like one of the worst teams in the East for a while. They were very inconsistent. We had, rumors of Giannis possibly getting traded, or, Giannis was telling someone in the locker room, if you don't want to be here, you can go. So we had all of that stuff going on now, and now they're on a win streak. So it's only right that they get out of the doghouse. They're going on the win streak. You still got the questions about Doc Rivers, and now they got Darvin Ham back in Milwaukee. So you got that going with those two guys in there. Darvin Ham he got fired by the Lakers. He got let go. He got replaced by JJ Redick. Doc Rivers, who came in the middle of the season, replacing the guy who was 30-11. He had a winning record, and then everything went downhill after that. The defense wasn't good, but he was 30-11. So thought he should have kept the job, but nope, they got him out of there, brought in Doc Rivers, and then what happened? They lost in the first round. Yes, they had injuries, but they also lost in the first round. Dame didn't play up to par. He played good in like 2 games out of the series, and then that was it. That's pretty much it. There wasn't much else that the Bucks could do, and boom, got him up out of there. So shout out to the Bucks, 6 game win streak, and now out of the doghouse. And now we go to what I like to call the dishonorable mention. I only have one person to talk about when it comes to this dishonorable mention for this week. And I alluded to him in the show earlier today when I talked about what someone has been doing this season. And it's actually not it's not what you expect out of this guy. Tyreek Hill. He's only had 1 game this year with over 100 yards receiving. And that was September 8th. That was the very first game of the season this year against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Thanks, Marty, for tuning in. Appreciate you, my guy. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So, yeah, man. Tyreek Hill has not had many good games this year. He's only had 4 touchdown passes all season long. He is averaging about 12 yards to catch, but his longest catch was an 80-yard pass, and that was early in the season, very first game. He's been pretty much almost non-existent this year. I'm not sure what's going on with Tyreek Hill, but he just has not played up to his part. And the crazy thing is he was voted the number 1 overall player in the NFL. Over Patrick Mahomes, over Lamar Jackson, we can name over Justin Jefferson, over other guys in the league who definitely deserve to be in the spot. So, yes, Teddy, absolutely. In order for him to have a good show, he got to be arrested. That's what happened at first. He got arrested, and he just balled out that game, and he has been the same since, for real. Now, he got a touchdown the last game, 6 catches for 83 yards, but that wasn't much. He had 5 catches for 48 yards against New England, 7 catches for 61 yards against Vegas, 3 catches for 60 yards against LA, and then Buffalo 4 catches for 80 yards. He's had 3 touchdowns over the last 4 games, yes, but he's not really. These aren't Tyreek Hill numbers. This is not Tyreek Hill production. 55 catches on the season for 654 yards and 4 touchdowns. Is he going to get over 1,000 yards this year? They have what, 5 games left in the season, 6 games left in the season. Is he going to get over that? I mean, it looks like it's possible, but it's not guaranteed. Tyreek Hill would have had over 1,000 yards by now, close to 1,200 yards by now. He ain't even close to that. Not even remotely close. He would have to have at least, 200 yards a game for the rest of the season? Tyreek Hill, you a dishonorable mention this week, man. You definitely should have been in the doghouse, but, I had already made the cut. Couldn't make any new additions, so right now you're going to be a dishonorable mention. This just has not been a good year for you, Tyreek Hill, and that's why you're a dishonorable mention. And I'm not even going to give you a call. Just know that you're a dishonorable mention for this week. So let's just make sure you do better. Now, of course, this is the part of the show where we start to talk about the people who deserve to be in the doghouse now. There's a team who just had a situation happen last year with the quarterback. He's now gone. He's with another team now. And we thought that this year would be better. Went and got more weapons to surround their now rookie quarterback who they drafted number 1 overall. Drafted another wide receiver out of Washington, Rome Odunze. You went and got Keenan Allen for him. You went and signed DeAndre Swift. The defense is still there. You got Jalen Johnson. You got Tyreek Stevenson. You got some guys in that defense that'll help out. That's pretty good. But you are now a part of a 6-game losing streak. And it's the Chicago Bears. The Bears have been atrocious over the last, few years? And they made a decision today to fire their head coach, Matt Eberflus. Now, I believe that should have happened last year. Like I said, if you didn't watch the R2L Show earlier, please go look at it. We had a segment where we talked about him being fired and this organization. This organization, to me, has been very questionable. They're putting talent around here, yes, but they're not putting talent in the right places. You know where they needed the most help at was the offensive line. They didn't address it. Caleb Williams is on track to be sacked the most in the NFL and the most in a rookie season. He's on track for that. That does not bode well to give confidence to your rookie quarterback. Then, for the first time in over 100 years in your team's history, you fire a coach in the middle of the season. Season's not even over yet. You still have 5 games left on the season, and you fire him with 5 games left. Just let him play. Just let him go throughout the season. There's no point now to fire him now when you kept him this year. Y'all were 4-2, talking about giving him an extension, and then after a 3-game win streak, you went on a bye. Then you went to Washington, and you lost on a Hail Mary, which Tyreek Stevenson messed up on 2 back-to-back plays. He's the reason why they got that 13-yard completion that put them in position for that Hail Mary pass. And then in the Hail Mary, you saw him boasting around, talking trash to the fans, not really doing what he's supposed to do. He was supposed to box out Noah Brown. But he gave up a Hail Mary catch. And then the last 3 games you play again is against every team in your division. Green Bay, Minnesota, and Detroit. And what did you do? You lost every single game. And not only did you lose them games, you lose them games on boneheaded decisions. And the game against Minnesota, when Jordan Addison got that catch to go for a touchdown, Matt's answer to why he challenged the play is because it was an explosive play. Not because he thought that he might have stepped out of bounds. But just because an explosive play, it's unbelievable that it was explosive. There's no way that he got that clean and scored just because it was an explosive play. We've seen explosive plays throughout the entirety of the NFL's existence. I've never heard anyone say that they challenged the play just because it was an explosive play. And then yesterday, Thanksgiving game, national TV, everybody watching. With 26 seconds left, 3rd and 26, you have a timeout left. You, as the head coach, don't call a timeout when it's 3rd and 26. Instead, you try to get them to come into the play, and you let time run down to where you don't hike the ball until there's 7 seconds left on the clock, and the game ends on an incomplete pass. And you only needed about 10, 15 yards to get into field goal position, if that. So instead of calling a timeout and then getting yourselves into field goal position, and it possibly could have been 4th down, who knows? But you got another down to at least tie the game to go to overtime. But you don't do that. You lose the game instead, and now you're without a job. And then your explanation for what happened to yesterday's game was you liked it, even though you knew you had a timeout left, you liked the play. And you acknowledged that there was supposed to be a timeout call, but it didn't happen. So Bears made a mistake and keeping the job. And now they fired you midseason. But this is on the Bears. This is on the Bears. He should have never kept the job. They said that the issue was Justin Fields. Justin Fields was never the issue. The offense wasn't fit to what he does best, nor did they have an offensive line that could protect him. Same thing now, even though now they have a new offensive coordinator who's helping Caleb Williams out. And with the way he's been playing, if this OC was there the entire season, Caleb Williams projected will be on pace to throw for 28 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. And a QBR of 99. And that's just from what he's done the last few games with him being the offensive coordinator. But no, you guys waited until now to let him go. And this is what you're dealing with now. So, Chicago Bears, you're the first to get the call. Enjoy the puppy chow. However much you can get. Because there's other people in there. If you didn't see the dog, if you didn't see it before, you should be able to see it now. But welcome to the doghouse, Chicago Bears. My guy, you in the doghouse. Very next team, also in the NFL. It's crazy that these two teams are right beside each other because these two teams had the same fate when they faced each other. And I just talked about what happened in that game. This was a request, by the way. So it's not that I chose this. This was also a request from a fan of this team. And I know some people are going to like this, but let's just go ahead and bring them out. Washington Commanders. They were on a roll this year, 7-2, leading the NFC East. We had some people saying that they were the best offense since 2000, Super Bowl expectations, rookie of the year. He got it. He ain't even got to worry about it. He got it. Well, Commanders now on a 3-game losing streak. And it's possible they could be on 4 if they don't take care of business this Sunday against the Tennessee Titans. What's going on in Washington? We had all this promise going on. You had Adam Peters come over from San Francisco. He started, making a lot of moves this year and didn't even spend a lot of money. When they got Bobby Wagner, got Dan Quinn as his head coach, Joe Witt Jr. as his defensive coordinator, drafted Jaden Daniels, went and got Austin Eckler, traded away Jahan Dawson to the Philadelphia Eagles, signed Noah Brown. He was making some moves this year. He just got Marshawn Lattimore at the trade deadline. Now, Marshawn has not played yet, but we see right now he could possibly be on pace to play that. But the Commanders um have not played well in the last 3 games. Now, one of those games they actually did, but they lost. They still lost it. Now, there have been a few times where the Commanders actually didn't score as much as they, normally do. They went at home against the Steelers. They put 27 points, but they allowed 28. So they lost that game. Against Philly, defense was playing really good in the first half. Then they ended up losing that game 26-18. Then you go up against the Cowboys, and injury-riddled Cowboys at that. Injury-riddled Cowboys, no Dak Prescott, no Trayvon Diggs. Micah Parsons is still kind of sort of coming back off of his injury. And now you lose to the Commanders, Cooper Rush, and the Dallas Cowboys. That's who you lose to? And not only did you lose, you almost got blown out. Now, you are in position to get back to where you need to be. All you have to do is take care of business this Sunday. You take care of business this Sunday, you got a bye week, then you got to play the Saints. You right back in there. Right now, you're the 7th seed in the playoffs. You're right there on the edge. Right there on the edge. But are you going to take care of business? That's the thing. Can I trust the Commanders to go and take care of business against the Tennessee Titans this Sunday? I don't know. Who am I going to see? What team am I going to see? Am I going to see the team that was there when they were 7-2, or am I going to see the team that just lost their last 3? Is Terry McLaurin going to be involved? That's another thing. Terry McLaurin was not that involved in the last game. You want to know how many targets Terry McLaurin had the last game? Well, he had 5 catches for 102 yards, but he only had like 1 or 2 targets in the first half. That's your star player. That's your best weapon on offense other than Jaden Daniels. If he's not involved, you're almost guaranteed to lose. Against the Eagles, another game. How many catches did Terry McLaurin have in that game? 1 for 10 yards. That's it. You didn't get him involved in the game. And I get it. Look, I'm hearing this term, Quinion Mobay, talking about Quinion Mitchell. We know how he's good. He's played this year as a rookie. He might even be defensive rookie of the year. Who knows who it may go to this year? But he's been playing really good. But there were times where he had opportunities and he just didn't get the ball. What's going to happen? This defense has played well at times, but we know how bad they can also get. St. Juice gives up a lot of plays. The other one, I can't pronounce his last name, but it starts with IG. He's been giving up plays. What's going on? Mike Sandstrom, he seems like he's played a lot better, but he's giving up plays too. This defense got to be better. You got a defensive leader back there. You got a captain back there, and Bobby Wagner. What's going on in DC? You got the Titans this Sunday, but the Titans have a top 5 defense in the league. This offense has not looked good when they go against really good defenses. When you went up against the Steelers, you had 27 points, so that's the best game you had against a really good defense. Then you go up against the Eagles. You only put up 18 points. You play against the Bears. You win that game, but you only put up 18 points. That's 2 games, 2 out of 3 games against top defense. You only put up 18 points. So how prolific is this offense? And then I mentioned this before about your offensive coordinator. He does not do well in the second half of the season. Is that going to be what happens now? Because even his I believe it was his last season as a head coach for the Cardinals, they went 1-9 in the second half, or I think it was 0-8. Don't lose this game Sunday. Don't lose this game on Sunday. Because if you do, then you might be here for a good little while. Just saying. So Washington Commanders, get your act together, or this is where you're going to be for the foreseeable future. So you got an opportunity to get it together. Chicago, you more so got to wait till the offseason. You here at least until I see what you do in the offseason. So even if you win these last few games, just, you there until you address the offensive line. Commanders, you're my home team. I'm from the DMV, born and raised in DC. What you gonna do? For now, enjoy the puppy child. Welcome to the doghouse. My guy, you in the doghouse. Now, speaking of bad organizations, I'm hearing that there's an owner that's allowing his 17-year-old grandson make football decisions for him, and he doesn't even watch the game, doesn't know much about football. You went and signed a quarterback who, everyone thought was going to be your savior. You got him his weapons that he asked for, gave him his offensive coordinator he asked for, fired the head coach, then fired the offensive coordinator. And then the GM. Woody Johnson. What's going on in New York, man? What's going on with the Jets, man? You gotta tell me what's up, because I don't think I understand. I don't think I agree with your decisions that you're making right now. I can't really say that I do, because it doesn't seem like you're doing anything with brains right now. I'm not sure if you are really taking into account of the things that you're supposed to be doing for your franchise. The Jets are 3-8 on the season right now. Not only are they 3-8, Aaron Rodgers has not looked particularly well this year. They're conflicting reports coming out there about what you guys are doing. And shout out to my guy Teddy, my man. I appreciate you, my guy. Hold up. We got a super chat from my guy Teddy. Appreciate you. Shout out to BWT Baseball with Teddy. Make sure you tune into that. Shout out to Dave Doghouse. Go get some pedigree for the next segment. I don't know what brand I got right now, man. I got the puppy child, but I don't know what they deserve. I don't know if they're gonna get the wilderness. I don't know if they're gonna get some dog treats. Right now, it's just puppy child. They're getting scrapped. They might be adults, but they acting like kids. They acting like puppies. So you act like a puppy, you get puppy child. You act like a big dog, you get to eat what big dogs eat. Until then, this is what they gonna get. So. But Woody, man, what's up with the Jets? Y'all made a lot of moves that have not made sense. Draft picks have not necessarily worked out for you, other than Sauce Gardner, but he's looked questionable this year. They said that he was a top 5 corner, but we don't really know. Is he a top 5 corner? Has he played like that this year? I don't think so. He's given up multiple plays. He's had holding flags called on him. He's looked very questionable this year. The Jets overall has looked questionable. We don't even know what they are going to look like in the next month or so. We don't know how they're going to look in the offseason, because they're not going to the playoffs. I think that's clear. They're not going to the playoffs. It's not happening. You're 3-8 on the season. You got the Seahawks this Sunday. You got the Dolphins, the Jaguars, the Rams, the Bills, and the Dolphins again. So I don't see any scenario to where you get into the playoffs. I just don't. You have to win out. It's not happening. It's not happening. The Jets right now just don't look good. Aaron Rodgers has thrown for only 2,400 yards passing so far this year with 6 games left. He's not even averaging 300 yards a game. 17 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. He's been sacked 26 times this year. Brees Hall, who everyone had praise for this year, has only 4 touchdowns this year on the ground for 632 yards. You went and traded for Devontae Adams. You got Garrett Wilson and Alan Lazard. You traded away Mike Williams. He is now with the Pittsburgh Steelers on a winning team. And Woody, you just can't get your foot out your mouth, man. You know, we hear a lot about people telling Jerry Jones need to sell the team, this person needs to sell the team. I think you need to sell the team. Seriously. Because I don't think you know what you're doing whatsoever. And then I'm seeing reports that people believe that you're allowing your 17-year-old grandson to make this football decisions for the organization. You don't know football that much that you're allowing your 17-year-old grandson to make this football decision for your organization? Really? I hope it's not true. I seriously hope it's not true. Because if it is, then that's idiotic. He's not even playing football. He's not even. What is he giving you? Madden trades or something like that? Madden signings? That's the best thing I could come up with. I don't know, man. I don't know. You fired Robert Saleh, and I didn't think it was his fault from the beginning, but you fired him. You know, y'all went and drafted Zach Wilson. That was a decision that y'all had made. And then when you fire the GM, you fly into the practice on a helicopter. Him and the head coach joke about it, and you actually pull him and fire him. That's crazy. You clearly just don't care about the team. You don't care about the organization. It doesn't seem like you care about winning. Seems like you're just another kind of Jerry Jones. You're just not in the limelight. You want to make all the decisions. You haven't consulted with anyone. You wanted to bench Aaron Rodgers. Then they say you have a bad relationship with him. Then they say you have a good relationship with him. I don't know what report to believe. But not right now. Your team stinks and your organization stinks. So the Jets, y'all need to get it together. Get it together, or this is what you're going to see. This is what you're going to have to deal with for a good little while now. So I don't know what to do to save you. But New York Jets, welcome to the doghouse. My guy, you in the doghouse. Now I'm going to go to college basketball. And this actually surprised me how bad this team has been playing. This team here has been surprisingly bad. And the reason why I say surprisingly bad is because we know how good this basketball team can really be if they put everything together. But they just haven't been able to do so for whatever reason. But why are they playing so bad? And they're actually the defending champions, the UConn Huskies. What's going on in UConn? You just won back-to-back championships. You also just got a brand new contract, Dan Hurley. So even with the brand new contract, the team is not playing well. And with the team not playing well, the team is on a 3-game losing streak. You lost to Memphis, you lost to Colorado, and then you just got a double. You just had a double-digit loss to Dayton. You were the number 2 team in the country, and this is what's happening right now. Doesn't seem like you guys deserve to be number 2 in the country, even though you were the defending champions. Against Dayton, you lost 85-67. This is in the Maui Invitational. You had a player on your starting 5 that had 0 points. Dayton had a player on the bench that outscored your entire bench by himself. UConn, what's up, man? Are y'all frauds? Is that what I'm seeing? Do I see frauds right now? That's what it looks like to me. Can't be the defending champions. You come and lose 3 straight in the Maui Invitational, 2 and against 3 unranked teams at that. You look good at first because you started off high. You beat Sacred Heart, you beat New Hampshire, you beat Lemoyne, then you beat East Texas A&M. You blown all of them out. But then you go and get to play someone that's a little bit competitive, and you start to lose. You lost in the final seconds in overtime to Memphis. You lost in the final seconds to Colorado. Then you get blown out by Dayton. You got Maryland Eastern Shore coming up tomorrow at 7 p.m. I think you should handle business there because that's Maryland Eastern Shore. But what you going to do in these next few games? And just you got Baylor coming up. You got Texas. You got Gonzaga. You got Xavier and Butler. Y'all going to play better? Or this is where you going to be at? You tell me. All I know is you in the doghouse. My guy, you in the doghouse. All right. This next one was a special request from one of the hosts of In the Red Corner. If you have not watched it yet, I think you definitely need to check it out. It's the hottest show on the network. They're very close to being monetized. And let's just put it frank right there. Outside of the R2L, it's the best show on the network. The numbers said it is what it is. But he had a special request because there was a fight that happened on Netflix that featured Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. And we all heard about what happened. So Netflix. Yep. Networks can get it too. Streaming services, doesn't matter who it is. If you're showing some sports, you can get put in the doghouse as well. Netflix has a $60 million lawsuit going against them because of the streaming service that happened against Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. There are a lot of people that had loading screens or got kicked out of their accounts because they weren't able to watch the fight. Now, we watched the fight. We see that Jake Paul won it easily. It was a 10-round fight. He won 9 rounds to 1. Or was it an 8-round fight? I can't remember. But he won the fight easily. People say it's scripted. To me, that has nothing to do with why Netflix is in the doghouse today. Netflix is about to host some Christmas Day games for the NFL. So there's not a lot of people that are anxious to watch the NFL on Netflix right now because they saw what just happened in the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight. And it wasn't just that fight. All the other ones it was having some issues with the other fights as well. But this one mainly, this is the one that everyone paid to see. and the streaming service just was not up to par. Netflix, we don't know if you're going to do better when it comes to the NFL and these Christmas Day games, but if not, you're definitely going to lose some subscribers. You're going to lose some customers if this continues to happen. Now, the way to get out, I just explained it. Christmas has to be good. You know, everybody's going to be home. People are going to be opening their gifts. Some people are going to be getting proposed. Some people might be getting married. Who knows what happens? And we know a lot happens on Christmas Day. Netflix, if you mess this up, I'm telling you, NFL is king. We know boxing is one of the most watched sports in the world, but in the United States, NFL is king. NFL gets watched more than any sport in the United States of America. And if you don't improve for Christmas Day, you're going to lose some customers, trust me, and you're going to lose some money. And you might have another lawsuit coming up against you because of the streaming service that was so terrible. So, Netflix, until further notice, you're in the doghouse. My guy, you're in the doghouse. Okay, I think this next one won't be too surprising if anyone has paid attention to sports, period. Because this team made some moves in the offseason, and it looked like they were on track to get back to where they need to be as far as being one of the contending teams in the Eastern Conference. And you can say that there's a lot of things that have happened outside of sports and stuff like that, off the court. And there were some other things that happened that should have helped them be in better position than where they are now. But let's be frank about it. This team is not playing particularly well. They are one of the worst teams in the Eastern Conference right now. And that's whether the star players are playing or they're not playing. And that is the Philadelphia 76ers. The Philadelphia 76ers right now are 3-14 on the season. You heard it right. 3-14 on the season are the Philadelphia 76ers. I don't know what it's going to take for this team to actually play better than what they have been playing. But they are not playing particularly well so far at all. Somebody has to give me an answer on what the 76ers need to do to get better. In their last game, they got blown off the court, 125-99 to the Clippers. And Kawhi is not playing. James Harden put up 23 and 8. Derrick Jones Jr. put up 18. You had Terrence Mann put up 13 off the bench. You had Kevin Porter put up 11 off the bench. But you go look at the 76ers. There was no Embiid, of course. No Paul George. So you got that going, So that was it for them. Maxey put up 17, but that's not Maxey type numbers. No one else is really helping out. Now, the last game that they won was against the Nets. But this month alone, they've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 games this year. In this month, in November, they've lost 11 games in November with only 2 wins. 2-11 in November alone. And 3-14 on the season. They just lost another game Wednesday night in overtime to the Houston Rockets. 76ers are just not playing well. And that comes with a lot of things. And this is not even just about they're playing. It's about what's going on in the locker room. You got Joel Embiid being called out for his leadership. Tyrese Maxey, who's just coming into his leadership, is the one calling him out. Saying that the guy's coming up late. He's not being a leader for real. And then you got Embiid saying he want to find out who the snitch is that made Shams put out the report. It ain't about who snitched. Why are you not being a leader? Why are you coming up with all these excuses? Then I'm hearing that you didn't really want Paul George. You really wanted Jimmy Butler. But we saw you right there with him in TNT when the finals was going on. Seemed like y'all were buddy. You couldn't wait for him to come to Philadelphia. You were excited. But now that's not who you really wanted. You really wanted Jimmy Butler. Okay. Well, you and Paul George have missed a lot of time so far this year. So I'm not sure what else you want anyone else to do to help this team out. Then you complained about how you're being used on the court and how are you supposed to be used on the court? How do you want to be used on the court? Because from what I know, you were one of the most. You shot one of the most, if not the most, one of the most free throws in the league since you've been in the league. I think for the first time in your career, since you were a rookie, I guess, that you didn't shoot a free throw in the game. They've been giving you stars left and right. You had Jimmy Butler there, didn't work out. Had James Harden there, didn't work out. Now you got Paul George at 3-14. I mean, I don't know what's up. You had Ben Simmons there, got him out of there. Ben Simmons is gone. He's now with the Nets. I mean, he ain't playing great, but James Harden is playing a lot better now. He's gone. We still see flashes of Houston James Harden. Jimmy Butler has gotten to the finals twice. Doesn't have a ring, but he's gotten to the finals twice. You haven't even gotten past the second round. Somebody tell me what's up with the 76ers. Somebody let me know if they think they're gonna get out the doghouse. What do y'all think the requirements need to be for them to get out of the doghouse? I don't know. I think they need to at least get the 500. At least get the 500. Tyrese Maxey. I just talked about you. If this is really you. But who knows? It could be a bot. We will be okay. I hope so, Tyrese. I hope so. If that's really you. But 76ers need to do a lot better. Like I said, 3-14 right now. You got a game against the Pistons coming up. Can you win it? The Pistons ain't what the Pistons used to be. They're actually battling in some of these games. So don't think that's going to be easy dub. You need to take care of business. And then you start saying that he won't play back-to-backs. And I don't know. I thought medicine and all that other stuff was supposed to be a lot better nowadays. It's more accessible nowadays. But it seems like the more accessible it is, the more people don't want to play. That's what I see. But 76ers, welcome to the doghouse. My guy, you in the doghouse. All right. I got one more. Then I'm going to my honorable mention, of course. And this one, a lot of people may not really know much about, but this one here, if you guys don't know who Baker Mayfield is, I think you might need to kind of learn who he is. Baker Mayfield is the quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You know, he was drafted by the Cleveland Browns some seasons ago, of course. He's bounced around the league a little bit. He played for the Carolina Panthers for a little while. Like I said, he's now with the Buccaneers. He got them to the playoffs last year. And early on the season, they looked really good. You can kind of sort of have put him in the MVP conversations, and then some injuries happened with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, Rashad White. You had some things happen. This is not about what he's done on the football field. And this is not even me putting him in the doghouse. This here is about his father and brother's investment group, Camwood Capital Management Group. Camwood Capital Management Group is the investment group for his father and his brother. This lawsuit was filed in the U.S. District Court in Texas on November 22nd. His father, James Mayfield, and his brother, Matt Mayfield, is listed as the managing director and founder, senior managing director of Camwood Capital on there. The lawsuit alleges that Camwood Capital Management Group and its subsidiaries obtained $12 million from the Mayfields between 2018 and 2021 without their knowledge or consent. According to the lawsuit, between 2018 and 2021, substantial sums of money belonging to Baker and Emily Mayfield were transferred from their personal accounts and TBRM accounts, primarily to Texas Contracting Manufacturing Group, TCMG for short, one of its subsidiaries. So, in short, Baker Mayfield's father and brother are stealing money from him and his wife. Why? You know, there's some people have this saying where they say money is the root of all evil. That is not true. It is the love of money. And you know what money does? Money just exposes who people really are. Money is not evil. It's just an object. It just exposes who people really are. Some people do great things with money. Some people do horrible things with money. Some people show great character. Some people are a-holes. Let's just be frank about it. Money just exposes who they really are. It just puts a forefront on who this person actually is. So, Camwood Capital Group, you're in the doghouse because you're stealing money from your son and your brother. What's the point? Why not just talk to them? Ask them for it. Why are you taking money without them knowing this? And you did it for 5 straight years, 2018, 2019, 4 straight years, from 2018 to 2021. And it's $12 million at that. That's a lot of money. You thought that was just going to stay through because he makes millions? No. People have accountants for that. Financial advisors to where they look at stuff to see where the money is going. And I guess you assumed that it wasn't going to happen because it's your son. But if someone's taking money out of my accounts, I want to know who's doing it. So I'm going to figure it out. And you're stealing money from your own family. They say family will be the last to support you, but strangers will support you more. And family are the ones that normally do the worst to you. Whether it's true or not, we don't know if it's true for everybody, but we've seen it on many occasions where it's happened. Football players, athletes are always known to not have a lot of money in the first place when they retire. And you're now making it a lot worse. So there's no reason for me not to put you in the doghouse. And that's why you're here. And that's why you're going to stay here, because until something proves that you're not stealing money from him, this is where you're going to be. So welcome to the doghouse. Kenwood Capital Group. And yet, look, you got a streaming service and our financial service in the doghouse because they're messing with somebody. They both of these mess with someone's money. So there you go. So Campbell Capital Group, James Mayfield, and Matt Mayfield. You too as well. This is mainly about you two. You're in the doghouse.
My guy, you in the doghouse.
Now I'm gonna go to my, now it's the honorable mention. Honorable mention for this week is college basketball player Jeremiah Fears. Jeremiah Fears has played well over these last few games for his team. In the last 3 games for Oklahoma, Jeremiah Fears has scored 26 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 20 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 20 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists against Arizona Providence and Texas A&M. Texas A&M Commerce. That boy balling, man. He's a really good player. I'm definitely going to be talking about his team later on in this because he's led his team to be undefeated, and they are playing phenomenal right now. And he is one of the biggest reasons why that is happening. So he is my honorable mention for the week, and he'll get a doghouse cry. Honorable mention, Jeremiah Fears. There you go. Now, let's get into the dogs because we have some dogs to talk about for the last part of the show. I already talked about one of these, a player from this team, but let's just bring up the team. Orlando Magic. They say play that song. I'm not going to sing it because I'm not a Magic fan, but you know what that song is if you're a Magic fan or if you're a fan of basketball. You know what that song is. Orlando Magic, 9-1 in the last 10 games and 9-0 at home without Paolo Banchero. This team has been playing very well without their star player. And the Magic are 12-7 on the season right now. They have won 5 of the last 6 games. The only loss was against the Clippers, but they beat the Suns in that stretch, the Lakers, the Pistons, the Hornets, and the Bulls. They play the Magic tonight, 7:30 on the NBA Cup. And the Magic are just playing really good. They're playing very well right now. It seems like they're going to be right back on track to being one of the top teams in the East again this season. They're playing very consistent. Without their star player, Jalen Suggs has stepped up. KCP has stepped up. These guys are looking to make another run this year in the Eastern Conference. They did not do much when they got to playoffs, but they did go games. They did go 7 games with the Cleveland Cavaliers, losing it in 7. But that team played well. They played like they belong there. They knew, and now with a team with a little bit more playoff experience, they have a 2-time champion now on the team with KCP. He won a championship with the Nuggets and with the Lakers. So you got that guy there. He brings a champion. He brings some kind of championship culture there. He's, leadership he also brings there. So you got that going with the Orlando Magic. You have a devastating injury with Paolo Banchero being out 4 to 6 weeks. So now you have this guy coming there, and it looks like it's going to be something to really help these guys out. So you got that going for you. And like I said, the Magic are just they're playing really well right now, man. If you look at the standings, they're one of the best teams in the East. They are 3rd in the East right now. You got Cleveland, Boston, and Orlando, followed by New York, Milwaukee, and Miami. So those are the top 6 seeds in the East right now. And after New York, there's no teams over 500. So Milwaukee's 9-9, Miami's 8-8, but Cleveland is 17-2, of course. Over 500. Boston over 500. Orlando and New York over 500. There are only 4 teams in the East over 500 right now. So, and Orlando, like I said, even with their star player being down, 10-3 in their conference, 9-0 at home. They're the only team in the East undefeated at home. Only team. It was them and Cleveland, but Cleveland just lost a home game, and now you got Orlando being the lone team in the East with no L at home. So, as I said before, they look like they're trying to take over Florida. Miami Heat may have something to say about that, but Miami Heat couldn't say anything last year. Miami Heat may have won the season series, but Miami Heat also got bounced in the first round just like they did. So let's see what they do this time around. But welcome to the Dogs, Orlando Magic. This next guy is a familiar face amongst the Dogs. Saquon Barkley. He had another spectacular game. There's no reason. I don't know how to not put him in the dog if he has another crazy game. It might be just his. It might just be him to lose. I don't know. He's been a dog almost every single week. Almost every single week he's been a dog. Last week, in a game against the Rams on the road, Saquon Barkley ran for 255 yards. He had 2 70-yard touchdowns. He had a 70-yard touchdown and a 72-yard touchdown. Not only that, he caught the ball 4 times for 47 yards. He had a total of 302 yards in the game by himself. Just by himself. He outgained the Rams by himself by 12 yards. And he broke LaShawn McCoy's rushing record as far as rushing yards in a single game in Eagles franchise history. He now has that. He's only been with the Eagles for 1 season, and that's this year. We all seen him do the spin and then the backwards leap over somebody's head. He's solidifying himself as the best running back in the league right now. I know last year people were saying Christian McCaffrey. I was one of those guys. I'm a Niners fan. I still feel like Christian McCaffrey is still one of the best in the league. But Christian McCaffrey has been injured this year. Saquon Barkley has been lights out. Him and Derrick Henry are going back and forth for the rushing title. But I think overall, Saquon Barkley got it. Saquon Barkley is on pace to run for over 2,100 yards. That will break the NFL record for rushing yards in the season. The last time we had somebody run over 2,000 yards was 2019. That's the last time we had that. And it looks like he's about to do that plus more. So if he breaks the record, they say this is normally a quarterback award, but if he breaks that record, I think he needs to be MVP, especially if the Eagles end up with a great record. If they're 13-4, 14-3, I think he needs to be in the conversation for MVP. He's definitely in it now. But a lot of people are saying it's Josh Allen because it's pretty much a quarterback award. So if he runs for over 2,100 yards, I think it needs to go to him. So welcome back again, Saquon. You're a dog again. And next, this guy is mainly because of what he's done over since he's got back from injury. And that's Tua Tagovailoa. Tua, since he's got back from injury, has thrown for 13 touchdowns and 1 interception. Since then, I understand that he lost the game last night, but he threw for 346 yards and 2 touchdowns in that game in the cold Another game that he lost, I believe he's 0-9 right now in the cold. When I think it's under 30 something degrees. But Tua just he's playing well. There are a lot of people saying that he should be he should have retired because of the concussions that continue to go on. I was one of them, and I still stand behind. I still stand behind it because you don't know what's going to happen if he hits his head. Um, CTE is very real. Mental health is very real. I want to make sure that he's healthy and everything. I don't want his life to be damaged because of the game of football. But I gotta praise him when he's playing well. He's 13 touchdowns and 1 interception since he's got back from injury. That's amazing. That's amazing. And this Dolphins team looks a lot better. They're 5-7 right now. Even with that loss, they're still kind of sort of in position to get to the playoffs. They could be, and it'll be a wild card, but they sneaky. They are sneaky, and Tua. This offense plays a lot better when Tua is healthy. Jalen Waddle's playing really good. I talked about Tyreek already being a dishonorable mention, but he had a touchdown last night, 6 catches for 83 yards and a touchdown. You got Devon A-Chain, who plays a lot better when Tua is available. So you got those two things going for you. So I just want to know, can he continue this? Can he stay healthy? And what's he going to do to make a playoff push? I say he said 5-7. You just gotta win out. Gotta win out. And I think they can only afford to lose one game. If they lose 2, I think that's it for them. But it's very possible that the Dolphins can make the playoffs if he continues to play the way that he's playing right now, and he helps his team go. Because the next game he plays is against the Jets. Not too many people really going to go up against them, but that's what you got going there. So, shout out to Tua. Tua, your dog. My guy, you in the doghouse. Oh, wrong one. So, Tua, balling, man. Like I said, I like to see what you're doing. You are playing very, very well. This team here is actually unranked. Unranked in college basketball, but undefeated. And I talked about one of their players as my honorable mention, Jeremiah Fears. Now it's time to talk about the actual team. Oklahoma University basketball team. They are 6-0 in the season right now. They just beat number 24, Arizona, yesterday on Thanksgiving. They beat Providence. They haven't, as competition goes on, you're going to see them a lot more. But they're 6-0 right now. 6-0. They look really good. The coaching seems really good. New head coaching and everything, the way everything's going on with Oklahoma. Like I said, they being led by Jeremiah Fears. In that last game, I told you what he had. He had 26 points in the game, 26, 5-5. He was 4-7 from 3. Then you got Jalen Moore, who put up 24 as well in that game, 2 or 3 from 3. You have Duke Miles in that game, put up 11 points in that game. You had Norweather put up 10 in that game. This team is playing pretty good against Providence. These guys, Fears put up 20. Elvis put 26. They have guys stepping up in every single game, so it's not just Fears carrying the team. It's Fears and someone else coming along with them. So this team is playing very, very well right now, and Oklahoma is undefeated. I don't think anyone think they would be. I'm almost certain most people expected them to lose that game against Arizona, but they pulled out the won that game by 5, 82-77. And Oklahoma just looks really good. So had to make them dogs because they're balling. They have a great story for right now, playing good. So welcome to the Dogs, Oklahoma basketball. Last time I talked about a streaming service on here. Yeah, I don't see any of those comments, Ty. I see this one, but I don't see any other ones. But you actually popped up at the right time because I'm about to talk about one of your dogs. You know, someone that you wanted to put up here. And he was retired. He had a couple of exhibitions, of course. He decided he was going to, you know, be the one to answer the call. And now you got all of us messaging people like Deontay Wilder to finally answer the call. And in this notion that Jake Paul is the face of boxing. But you know what? Even with the loss, Iron Mike Tyson, who was 51 years old, went against someone less than 2 times his age. Well, he's 2 times older than. Lasted 8 rounds with Jake Paul, who's much younger than he is, who's in better shape than he is. He's bigger than Mike Tyson at this point in his life. He's more agile. And Mike, with the knee brace on, who almost died in July, he had 5 blood transfusions and still showed up to a fight. Oh, I'm sorry, 58 years old. He's almost 60. So someone who's almost 60 years old was able to last in the ring with Jake Paul. And he's known as a YouTube influencer, but he's been boxing and he's now calling himself the face of boxing. He's called out Canelo multiple times. And he hasn't fought anyone that's good in boxing right now. But Mike is doing Mike lasted 8 rounds with Jake Paul. 58-year-old Mike Tyson. We're not talking about Mike in his prime. We're talking about 58-year-old Mike Tyson. Lasted this long in this. So, shout out to Mike Tyson. And he's doing a great job. So, he did a great job in that fight, lasting that long against Jake Paul. So, shout out to Iron Mike. And welcome to the dogs, Mike Tyson. All right, now I'm just going to take a quick little break. I'll be right back.
Yo, my name is Lambo Anlo.
This is Dimitri.
This is Ed Hahn.
My name is Daryl Julian, and this is
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, they never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me keep on running, toes they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse.
All right, we're down to the last 2. Apparently, I'm not seeing some comments. that's coming up. Just go to my normal YouTube page and put them up. I can't see everything right now. Um, I'm guessing some destinations just not giving me any comments, I guess. So I apologize for the technical difficulties for anyone that's commenting right now. But got 2 left. And this was also another one that came from that same fight. Most valuable promotions. This was also another request from my guy Ty. But this is Jake Paul's promotion company. I mean, let's be frank. $60 million was made from that fight. That's the most a fight has ever made in boxing history. From what I know. And Jake Paul just an influencer. People are literally paying to see him lose. But he's making money either way. There's some things coming out there that's saying that there's stuff in his contract that's saying that you can't beat him, you can't knock him out, or he gets to sue you. I don't know what any of this is. But it set records in streaming the fight and broke a record in attendance in the United States. He is not a professional boxer. He's calling himself one, but he hasn't fought anyone that's professionally boxing at this moment. Think about anybody in his weight class. He hasn't fought any of them yet. He hasn't fought a heavyweight. He hasn't fought a welterweight in that class. He hasn't fought a super welterweight or light heavyweight. He ain't fought David Morale, not David Benavidez, not Tyson Fury, not Canelo, not Bivol or Beaterbev. He hasn't fought any of these guys I'm naming, not Deontay Wilder. Shoot, Tank, Devin Haney. He ain't fought any of these guys. And made $18 million at the gate. How could I not put most valuable promotions in as a dog? It's almost crazy that I can't do that. So I had to. And it made sense when Ty hit me up and said that he wanted to make sure that he does that. So, for all of you guys that tuned in, definitely appreciate you guys just being here. And again, apologize for not being able to see all the comments. There's just some technical difficulties. I do appreciate everyone that's tuning in, that's watching and commenting. I definitely appreciate everything you're doing. Like I said, I'm on the verge. I'm getting close to 1,000 subscribers, close to 100 subscribers already. I think I'm just 3 away, but definitely making sure that happens. So subscribe to the channel, like, share, subscribe. Make sure you tune to all the shows in the network. The link is in the bio. But most of our promotions are a dog. They deserve it. They're making money. They're doing all the things that they need to do to continue to make money in something that they. Oh, okay. Let's go. I appreciate it. So, man, look, Ty, you my guy, man. So let's officially at 100 subscribers. So appreciate everyone that tuned in and made it 100 subscribers today. I definitely appreciate it, man. Definitely a great show. Make sure you tune into Inner Red Corner. They just had an episode this past Monday. It was a fire show, hilarious show as well. But CTC was on live earlier today as well. Make sure you tune into that. R2L was live at 1 o'clock. Make sure you tune into RBO, Fantasy Football with Coach Coombs, Kings Talk, Unfazed. Tune into all the shows in the network. Every show is awesome. BWT, Baseball with Teddy, all these great shows, all these great guys. Make sure you tune in and subscribe to all the channels on the network. Thank you, Ty. Thank you for everyone to subscribe today. I appreciate everything. Definitely a milestone that I'm happy about. So definitely great. But shout out to Most Valuable Promotions and welcome to the Dogs Most Valuable Promotions. And now we get to the very end to where we talk about the big dog, the dog of the week, the one that's been playing the best out of everyone so far this season. And this guy plays for Rutgers. And out of Rutgers, he's clearly the best guy. He actually, to me, looks like he's going to be like the best freshman this year. I know we got Cooper Flag, and like I said, that's Cooper Flag is my guy, but he has not paid the best out of all the freshmen this year so far. The kid that I believe has played the best so far plays for Rutgers, and his name is Dylan Turner. I think he's played the best out of everyone else. Dylan Harper. Dylan Harper. He is not right now on a season averaging 24.6 points per game, almost 5 assists, shooting 55% from the field. As a freshman, guard out of Franklin Lakes, New Jersey. Crazy thing is, I actually live in New Jersey now, so shout out to you, Mr. Harper. But in the last few games, he's put up 30-plus points. He put up 37 points in the last game against Alabama. The game against Alabama. His game is smooth. He looks like the most ready freshman right now. Not saying that Cooper Flag doesn't look like the way or any of the other freshmen, but Harper has been balling this year. He's been playing really, really, really well out of the last few games against Notre Dame. That was another good game he had. He put up 36 points in that game, so that's already 73 points within just 2 games that he scored. Against Kennesaw State in the game that his team has lost, unfortunately, put 21 points in that game. He has been, to me, like I said, the best freshman in the year in the league so far, which is why he's up there. This young man has played very well in his very first season in college basketball, and more than likely, the way he's playing is going to be his last season because he's going straight to the league. I'll be shocked if he stays for another season, but he plays well enough to be ready to go to league now. So Dylan Harper is good. He's great. And we talked about him in the college basketball chat. If you subscribe to the channel and become a member of the R2L family, and the link is in the bio, you can also put member in the comment section and let us know what your Instagram name is. I'll find you on Instagram, send you the links so you become a member. We'll put you in these chats. We get alerts for every single thing. I pretty much am posting all the alerts, all the sources of, who's getting traded where, who signs here, who gets fired, who does what stat wise, who's the player of the week, coach of the week, coach of the year, all these awards, everything that involves sports. I'm the one that's posting most of that stuff. I have other people that help as well, like Ty in boxing. You got Teddy in baseball, Carl in college, Vaughn in basketball. Then have Tomo, Joe, and AJ now who helps all as well. So everyone pitches in to help out. But this young fella, we talked about his game. He looks like the most ready one. Has a nice 3-point shot. He can drive the lane. Nice midi. He's really good. This kid is really, really good, and he deserved. To me, I say he deserved to be the big dog of this week, which is why he gets to shine the light for being the big dog. So, Dylan Harper, you're the guy, the best player that I've seen for this week. We have other guys that definitely were well deserved, like Saquon and the Magic and Oklahoma being undefeated and most promotion for breaking records. But you, to me, I believe deserve it. So welcome to the Dogs, Dylan Harper. You get the call. All right, and that is it for today's show. Thank you all for tuning in. See you guys next week. And again, we hit 100 subscribers today. So thank you all for tuning in, for subscribing. I appreciate you guys. And see you guys next time. Peace out. My guy, you in the doghouse.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.